Hey gang, it's the second day of the 2022 Western States Endurance Run. 100 miles in California, in the mountains and in the heat. And some stories are starting to come out about some experiences of some of the athletes and runners. So I wanted to pass this on to my athletes to help them for their 100-mile races coming up. But I also know that a lot of this is going to help a lot of you guys. So let's go. Western States is the Super Bowl of North America racing. So let me paint the picture. This race, you start out with a 3,000-foot climb in the first 3 miles. Then, at the high point, you descend down into 3 canyons. And these canyons are 110 degrees. So not only do you have 100 miles to contend with, you have altitude and you have extreme heat. All right, first climb. So this year I didn't have any athletes running Western States, but as stories emerge from athletes, this is how you, and this is how I want my athletes to learn from other athletes' experiences. So story number 1, this runner started out awesome. He was seen running, smiling, having fun, looked like the perfect day. And then bam, mile 40, the wheels came off, the wall hit. And he probably thought, okay, I just need to rely on my crew and this won't last forever. Well, this horrible feeling lasted for 21 miles, right in the heat of the day, right in the middle of the race. And can you imagine the wall hitting at mile 40 and it lasting more than several miles, but 21 miles, and what you're thinking about even at mile 60 when you still have 40 to go? Made your mind, you know what? This runner, 3rd place overall. Climb number 2, story number 2. This runner was going awesome. He had been here before. The day was going as planned. Everything he's done into training from last year till today, to this day, was put into Western States. He was doing everything right. And bam, mile 80, he started puking. He said, puke and rally, over and over again, puke and rally. Every step was puke and rally. He did, he rallied. But for the last 20 miles of the race, he went from having a perfect day to just the opposite. But he kept rallying. Every step, it took a rally. He couldn't eat for the last 20 miles. 2nd place male overall. Climb number 3 and stories 3 and 4 in the shade. This next runner, guess what? He started feeling horrible. This time it was at mile 4. Remember what I said? First 3 miles is a long 3,000-foot climb. He started feeling really, really bad at mile 4 right after this climb. This was his first 100. So you can imagine what's going through his head. Oh, I'm not ready for this. My training wasn't good enough. I'm over my head. I've got 96 miles to go and I'm already feeling this way. Well, he felt horrible until mile 15. And during that time, he kept telling himself, just do what I can do. Settle into a pace I can do all day. If I'm going to feel like this, it's got to be something I can do all day. Well, he got to mile 15, was smart, and he began to rally. Kept doing everything he needed to do, and you guessed it. 1st place overall. And it's the first time in Western States history that a debut 100-miler was a winning 100-miler at Western States. And our last story, story number 4. This runner felt horrible right from the beginning. She said, yeah, I felt horrible until mile 50. Half of the race, she felt horrible. And during this time, she remembered her friend telling her about her friend's race last year, Beth Pascal. She said, I felt horrible the whole race. And last year she won the race. So her friend's story helped her, just like I'm hoping these stories help you. This year, she felt horrible from mile 0 to mile 50 and started feeling better. Got herself through it. They asked her at the race finish interview, what was her trick? And she said, well, if I was going to feel this way, I had to find a way to make it fun. She ran with people. She ran further back and wasn't worried about her place was. And this strategy of having fun and persevering and knowing things will turn around, or maybe not. She didn't know it was going to turn around, but she just kept going because she was having fun. First place female overall. Third fastest female finish in history of Western States 100. These stories aren't meant to glorify the podium, first, second place, third place, fastest times, but we do place a lot of emphasis on what the pros do and how fast they are and their times and their places. And we don't often realize that their challenges are no different than ours. And that most times in ultras, these challenges happen to everybody. And that doesn't mean you're not having a successful race. Training is important, very important, to put yourselves in situations to know how to troubleshoot and to persevere. That comes through the learning of the training. But just as important is to understand and develop your why, your reason, your mission. Hayden Hawks, who came in second, he was leading most of the way. At mile 80, he was leading when he started puking. When he came across the finish line, second place, after Adam Peterman passed him during his struggles in those last few miles, Hayden said this was the best race ever because he was proud of what he overcame. That is an elite trait that we all can have. Thanks for watching.